guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review of Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I requested this book for review from Disney Hyperion. This is the first book in Alexandra Bracken's new trilogy, and it follows two perspectives. The first one is Etta, and she is from her own time, and she is a violin player, and she is about to have her debut. The second one is from Nicholas, and he is a time-traveling privateer, although he's kind of a pirate in a lot of ways, and he is from the past. During her debut, something odd happens, and Etta is actually transported back to Nicholas's time because she finds out that she is a traveler. A traveler, as you guys can probably tell, is a time traveler. Nicholas is then charged with getting Etta to a certain place, and everything takes off from there. So first off, let me start off with the world building. I loved the world building in this story. While there are some more science fiction-y elements to the time travel portion, I think this book definitely leans more in the historical fiction category. So if you're looking for a time travel book that leans more science fiction, I don't think that you're going to get what you expect out of this. This book is definitely more of a historical fiction-based time travel book. So I love the different places that they end up traveling to in time. Alexandra Bracken did a really great job of definitely mixing in different cultural elements that made you really feel the different places. She did her research, and so it really reflected in the story, and I really enjoyed those elements. Like I said, I love historical fiction, and in these kinds of books that take place with like time travel and stuff, you get almost 6 historical fiction novels kind of crammed into one because you're seeing all these different places and all these different customs, so I really enjoyed that. As far as the characters, I really enjoyed both of them. Etta is an amazing protagonist in my opinion because she's my favorite kind of female protagonist. She is stubborn and headstrong and makes impulsive decisions, but not in a stupid way, in a I'm impulsive and spontaneous kind of way, and I love her for that. Nicholas at one point tells Etta that she has a pirate heart, and I absolutely agree. I just love her spirit and her spunk and the way that she adapts to the situation. It's very difficult for her and is believable still. Like, she doesn't end up being this amazing, kick-ass, great at all kinds of like weapons kind of character instantly, because you wouldn't expect that. She hasn't had any kind of training in time travel. She didn't even know that you could time travel, so she adapts to it in a realistic way, and she has the right amount of shock without being so tied down and like, this isn't real. Like, she understands pretty quickly, like, I'm in a different place, where a lot of characters in time travel books still take them a really long time to understand they're in a different place, which I understand for like shock and stuff like that, but she definitely adapts quickly enough, but in a realistic enough way for me. As far as Nicholas, I enjoyed him as well. He has a very tragic past and a lot of turmoil and things going on with him. He is also a person of color in a time and as a traveler where he can't really find a period of time where things are great for him. Obviously, now is better than like his time period, but things are always never perfect. So there's a lot of struggles going on when they're traveling to different times, and Anna kind of gets to see how people react to him and how people react to them traveling together because she is a white woman. So I also want to touch on their relationship. I enjoyed aspects of their relationship and didn't enjoy aspects of their relationship. Like I said before, I do enjoy that this is a biracial relationship, so they do have to struggle with different things throughout different time periods, and how she is from a different time period and she doesn't really know things about his time period. He doesn't know things really about the future, and so they're kind of trying to come to terms with these different things, and a lot of that does involve their different races and just also coming from different time periods and not knowing the different kind of cultural norms of different time periods. But the one thing that I didn't enjoy that kind of tainted the whole relationship for me was that this relationship felt very insta-lovey. I have also read the first book in The Darkest Minds, and I feel like Alexandra Bracken just kind of writes these kinds of relationships. I know a lot of people are a really big fan of the relationship in The Darkest Minds, but that relationship felt very similar to this one in that it feels very insta-lovey in a lot of ways. It feels very faded. From the first time these characters see each other, they both say that they're like instantly drawn to one another. You know, it almost feels like time kind of stops around each other. And while that is a very romantic notion that a lot of people really enjoy, it's not something that I personally enjoy. I enjoy more of a slow burn, a little more of a struggle, and this just felt a little too easy while the characters were struggling with how they were going to, you know, resolve these things, and there's a lot of things that are still kind of up in the air with them. It just feels like it was too quick, it was too fast. I wanted a little more of this kind of push and pull. What are we going to do? How is this going to be solved? Everything like that. And it just felt like I knew from the get-go that these characters are going to get together. Like, it's very obvious, and I think there would have been a lot more turmoil. I would have liked if the kind of are they, will they, won't they kind of thing happened throughout this whole book, and then maybe in the second book we have them kind of more getting together. I don't really think this is a spoiler because, like I said, it's kind of obvious from the get-go that that's how it's going to happen. I do enjoy their dynamics. I enjoy how they respect each other, but I think overall it's kind of over the top, their like instant love and connection and how they fight so much for one another when they really don't know each other. Too instant for me, and that's really the biggest attractor of the book for me. Lastly, I'll talk about the plot. The first part of the book is a little bit slower than the second part of the book. It takes a little bit of time before you really see what the full story is going to end up being, but I didn't really mind that. That's kind of how it is with a lot of historical fiction, so I was okay with that kind of slower setup when we get to kind of see different interactions and character interactions and stuff. So I really enjoyed the character dynamics in this book, and I really enjoyed the plot elements. I think it's very fast-paced. I don't feel like it drags at all, and there's just so much going on, and like I said, you're seeing so many different places, and so many things are kind of twisting, you're learning new things, and the game is changing constantly. So I really enjoyed how fast-paced this story was, and the ending is really amazing too, and really shows you how it's going to be for the rest of the trilogy and what's kind of going on. So I really enjoyed this book as a time travel book. I've been disappointed before with series like the Ruby Red trilogy by Kristen Gear. What I wanted the Ruby Red trilogy to be was this. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series. Overall, I gave Passenger 4 out of 5 stars. I'm also going to be doing a spoilery gush video about this book, so that will be linked on the screen. If you have read this book, go ahead and check that out. So comment down below and let me know what you thought of Passenger. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye!